That was the start of the show. No Laugh Track Podcast, episode 488. Andy Woodhull is here with me. I am Justin Severson, the host, and here we go from the stage here at Acme Comedy Company. I'm looking across at Andy. He's got something to say. I could see it. What is it?
I think it's funny we're on the stage and it's empty. Is it video?
Yeah.
We could have sat down here, a little grandiose to be up here on the stage. We could be anywhere.
That's very true.
We're really putting on a show for no people at all.
This is what the stage looks like. In case you haven't been here, This is what the stage looks like. But here we are. Yeah, this is the grandiose show.
Feel a little full of ourselves, don't we? We're up here. No, we don't sit where the people sit. We sit on the stage. We're doing a show. It's a podcast.
That's right.
And thank you for giving me this table. I have nothing to put on it. I also feel insecure about that. I feel like I showed up to school and didn't do my assignment.
We're going to be contacting your parents. They're going to have to sign a sheet.
I should have brought a notebook, make it seem like I was doing something up here.
You don't even have a beverage there. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
You don't have your phone. Nothing.
No. Well, my phone's in my pocket.
You,
1 second there's a lull. I'll check it.
Hilarious.
But for now, I'm just focused in.
Thank you.
On podcasting.
Yes, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So the last time we did this was, we figured out right before we started recording, was September of 2021, so not a little over a year.
Yeah.
You were here for Crash and Burn. That was a little bit different experience than what you're doing right now, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, this is regular, and that was like a wild writing camp for a week. Maybe everybody already knows what it is, but you write a 20-minute set over the course of a week. And so, like, the first night, you're just jumping in to 20 minutes of brand new material, which is way more than anyone tries at once, in my opinion. I've never tried 20 minutes, but it was very fun that week, and some of those jokes remained in my act, and now I'm doing just my stuff that I've done many times before.
So looking back, that was a good experience for you overall?
Yeah, I loved it. I wish it was something I could do once a year.
Yeah, right?
It was really great. I think the reaction I had to it is the same reaction a lot of comics had to it when I've talked to, is you're so productive because you're in a group, you're writing every day, multiple times a day, and then you get to test the material in front of good audiences, and then by the end of 5 days or however many days it was, you're like, wow, I do have 15 to 20 new minutes. I should just start working this hard all the time, and I can have a new hour every 6 months. But none of us have ever done that.
Yeah, think about that, Andy. Like, if only you could possibly be that motivated.
Well, I mean, it's a perfect environment, too, because the audience knows you're doing new material. And they aren't paying to see you. They're paying to see you do new material. So there's no pressure on, like, these people bought a ticket. I have to give them, I have to give them my best. You can really...
Something just occurred to me that Tim Slagle, who runs that Crash and Burn, could really screw somebody over. But let's say the next one comes up, and new people are included. You come up, the new you comes up, does their brand new 20 minutes, and then the other 3 people do their polished stuff.
That would be wild. I mean, it would be wild. My brand new is probably just as good as anybody's polished stuff, but I think that could rattle some comics. Yeah.
For sure. Well, here we are. Now you're back. It's a little over a year now. You're doing your real set. Things you normally do, a type of set you normally do, headlining.
Yeah.
One night in. Your very first.
One night in. My first
night hour here.
Ever headlining at Acme. World famous Acme. One of the best clubs in the country. One that's on every comic's bucket list. I've been doing stand-up almost 20 years, and I am very happy to be here.
How did last night go, then?
It was pretty good. It was full. There was a few fans, which always makes it fun when people afterwards are like, I've been watching you since 2012 and like know my old bits and stuff. And that's fun. I could have had a better set. Maybe I wasn't in the Why am I even saying that on a podcast? I did awesome.
There we go.
I did awesome. It was flawless. Every show's going to be a killer all week long.
Well, I was here, and when they carried you out after the show, I was like, do they normally do this?
Yeah. But it happens almost every time.
So I need to point. I was here. I saw the show. It was hilarious. You're not giving yourself enough credit.
Thank you very much.
One of my favorite moments was this is interesting to me because, like you just said, some people showed up and knew you already.
Yep.
Know you from some material you used to do.
Right.
About being a stepfather.
Right. Yeah.
And then
I
you
get
have
that almost every time.
And then you have to. And now I thought it was very interesting. Now you just tell the crowd, like, here's the update on my life.
Yeah. Well, it's always been about my life, the act, and
Right.
but people. I did this one. It was a dry bar special, which clean comedy for Mormons, but other people can watch it too. And it's on the internet and on YouTube alone. 11 million people watched it. I saw a clip on Facebook yesterday that has 25 million views. So a lot of people know me from that and only from that. But that was recorded in 2017. So my life is significantly different from that. I got a divorce in 2018. And, it's been a while. But people will come to the show. That's the main thing they know me of. And then I will feel a vibe where people are like, this guy's doing girlfriend jokes. He's supposed to be married and have kids. And so I've started just addressing it at the top. I used to address it later because I had this one bit that I do about kind of the difference between being a stepdad and being an ex-stepdad.
Yeah.
And I would do it later in my set. But I've found, I don't know, in like only the last month that if I just do it sooner, then it puts all those people at ease. And the rest of the set goes better because there's not discussion amongst people of what's going on. Or,
I liked him. He had such a big heart.
Yeah.
Being stepdad and claiming them as his own. I mean, and then what, did he just walk out on them? What happened?
Yeah, everybody wants to know. So I did one album right after my divorce, and that has the most about divorce on it. And then I just did a new special last October. And so there's plenty more. People just haven't found it yet.
Speaking of that, so when you were here doing Crash and Burn, now I remember you mentioning pumpkin spice.
Yeah, I love pumpkin spice.
Now of course that's part of the.
Oh yeah, that's what I made the title of the album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
were you doing any of that material? No, of course you weren't.
No, I wasn't.
So did pumpkin spice start here at Crash and Burn?
Well, I've always loved pumpkin spice, and I had a snack review show where I have one pumpkin spice Trader Joe's episode that's very dear to my heart. But that joke started here. It actually was a coffee shop in town that we went to before a writing session. I bought this chocolate bar that had pumpkin spice in it, and they tried to discourage me from buying it because it was so expensive. And so there's a joke about that, and then I call it back in a different joke. And when we were trying to think of names for the special, we kind of ended up ending the special on that callback. There was another joke after that, but we just cut it out because it was a good place to end, I think. It was long enough. And also the last joke I did was a little dirtier. And so ending it where we did kept the whole thing clean and also ended on a callback. It was good. So when we're thinking of names, that was just always in the running. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but the joke that the new special was named after was at Crash and Burn.
Come
it was developed
on!
Here. Yeah.
How cool is that? Come on.
Very cool. There's like 3 or 4 jokes that are in that special from that week.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. Now, one of the things you did on stage last night is you asked the crowd, what's something fun to do here while I'm in Minneapolis?
Yeah, that's my lazy comedian way of trying to get a TikTok clip. You don't want it to be all material, so I asked the crowd something to do. And sometimes something fun comes from it. And I also have jokes from other cities I've been in when they suggested something, and then I did it, so it's also a good way to get to that material. I'm giving a big peek behind the curtain here, but no secrets.
Okay. I would probably ask you about that anyway. About what are you doing with the TikTok, getting the clips or whatever. So you just kind of beat me to it, which is good.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well,
I like the look behind the curtain.
It's just what you have. It's my least favorite part about comedy. But I was walking around the mall in where was I? Columbus, Ohio. I was walking around the mall, and a lady stopped me. She goes, "You're a comedian, aren't you?" And I had a show at that mall that night. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, "Oh, I love you" on TikTok. And I said, "That's so cool. I'm doing a show at this mall tonight." And she said, "Yeah, I'm busy. I can't go." But people seem to know you from it. And it's a weird thing to spend a lot of time developing longer bits. But then you got to be like only a minute to fit it into these different ways to post it, which have become a good way to find new fans or people that want to come watch.
Minute to fit it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Minute to fit it. Yeah, you're not the only one that said it's not their favorite part of comedy.
Yeah,
but
but I mean,
required these days.
It seems to be required unless you were successful before it happened, and in that case, then I think you're paying someone to do it. It's still necessary.
I'm hearing more about that
Yeah.
as well. Do you have an example of something that someone suggested in another city to go do that you?
Oh,
went and
well,
did?
I did a bit last night. I was in Oklahoma, and people from the show worked at the zoo.
Oh, that's
and then the
right,
next
yes.
day, they took me to the zoo, and then I got this penguin joke that I've been doing that's fun.
That's right.
That's
Yeah, that's right. We have a zoo here. No one
maybe I'll
suggested
go. Are any of the animals outside? It was like 7 degrees when I walked over.
that. You know what? Coincidentally, I went to this zoo, the one of them that we have in town. I went like a week ago.
Yeah.
And it's super sad because of the time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Most are indoors,
Right.
hiding somewhere
not a lot to
warm.
see.
Yeah, so yeah, no.
It
I
made me
did
like
see
the
I
zoo
did see
again.
one sea lion, alpha male, another sea lion out of its spot in a little pool.
Oh, that's cool. Pretty cool.
I thought I was seeing a fight, but it was pretty one-sided.
Uh-huh.
It just like bullied the other one out of the way.
Oh, wow. What a
I
cool
was
guy.
I was gonna suggest for something to do while you're in town. Have you ever heard of polar plunge?
Oh, I have heard of polar plunge before. It doesn't seem like something you go do on your own.
What do you? Well, you can just show up and there are thousands of people
I get
there ready to
in
join you.
a group. I get into a group of polar plungers.
Yes, they do these all around town. They fundraise for something important. I'm sure. That
You know what
I
I'd
don't know
love
what
to
that
do
is.
while I'm in town? When's this podcast come out?
As soon as possible,
As soon
but
as
before you
possible.
leave town, sir.
Somebody, if you want to do this with me on Friday or Saturday during the day, I would love to try ice fishing. Please take me ice fishing. I want to go.
You're gonna. You just.
Do you think I'll get murdered?
No, I'm supposed to go ice
'Cause-
fishing this weekend with some
Oh.
buddies, and I can't make it. So you're like,
Oh, yeah, I'll just go with them.
wait
I'll
a
just
minute.
go with your friends.
That's
I'll
my
take your spot.
It's not fair. I can't go.
I've never been. It seems fun. And I think it seems fun to me because of grumpy old men. Though I don't really have any other context for ice fishing other than grumpy old men. But it seems really fun to me.
Well, they did a good job of portraying ice fishing in that movie. Then
That's what it is then.
because it is fun.
Okay.
I've done it. Well, I mean, I've never done it without having beer and friends around.
Well, that's part of what I think seems fun about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also tried it. Somebody tricked me or like, let's go ice fishing, and then they brought me out, and there was no ice house.
Oh, yeah. No, I want there to be a house.
Yeah. No, without the ice house, it's a whole different. It's terrible.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be terrible without that. The house is the whole thing that seems fun.
Yeah, but people
I want to
do
be
that
in a
the other
house
way.
that has a hole in the floor, and I'm getting trout out of it, or whatever fish is here. Walleye.
All of the above. So I went ice fishing once. So like we did a weekend with the guys, and we rented out some cabin or whatever.
Yeah.
The bed that I was staying in, that I slept in, there was an ice hole right past the head of the bed.
Oh, it's cool. Could you pee in it too? That's pretty sweet.
Well, I mean, when you're living on a lake, the whole world is your toilet,
sure,
basically.
sure,
you
sure.
can stay in or go out. But anyway, I did one of the, so normally like, when I sleep at home, the head of the bed is up against a wall. Well, here it wasn't, and I woke up and pushed my pillow
Oh, no.
right into the water.
Oh,
the icy
no.
cold water in the middle of the night.
That stinks.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Ruin the whole weekend for you?
Nope.
Okay,
Just
cool.
just the rest of that night.
Cool, cool.
But I was
cool,
probably, if I remember correctly, inebriated enough that I didn't have too much trouble falling back
cool.
asleep.
Well, imagine how comfortable those fish were that night.
How else did they get pillows? New pillows? They don't have
It's
money.
the only way.
They don't have money. Hey, look, I want to talk about that special you did a little bit more. Where did
Sure.
you record it?
Philadelphia Helium.
And-
Helium, Philadelphia.
Why did you choose that?
Well, they asked me if I wanted to do it. I didn't really choose. It's not like I had a million offers. Helium is a club, and they have like 7 locations, and they're trying to build their own, stand-up comedy brand. It's just starting. They're shooting a ton of specials. I think they're doing cool things. They asked me if I wanted to be one of the first ones, and I absolutely did. And so I went and played the club there over the weekend. They recorded 2 nights of shows, and I don't think it could have gone any better. I loved it. I had a blast. in Philadelphia, and yeah, now I got a new thing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Philly is known for being a bunch of jerks, so that's good that it all worked out.
Oh yeah, they were nice. The crowds were really nice.
No, that's fantastic. I have a true or false question for you. I want to know if you know as much as I do about. Well, I'll just go for it. Last week, Ronan Hirschberg was here, and I brought up something about snow days at school. And true or false, they get enough snow in Kentucky, where he's from, that they cancel school sometimes.
I think true.
It is true.
I think true, because when I lived in North Carolina with my stepdaughters, just the cities that aren't set up for snow can't plow the roads. And if the roads can't get plowed, the buses can't get into the neighborhoods. So an inch of snow will cancel school in the South.
Mm-hmm. I was wrong about that one. I just assumed that never happened.
Yep.
And
I'm glad Ronan was able to teach you that.
It's been on my mind for the last week. I hate making mistakes like that. It's the worst. It's absolute worst. But I did. You brought it up earlier. I did the 24 million on that one clip.
Yeah,
that's
there's
amazing.
one clip with 24 million views,
or 25 million, 24,
yeah,
whatever.
Think I'd be like
Let's
rich
round up
or
to 25.
something.
That's amazing.
25, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, so that's a dry bar clip, and then like you're doing when you go into clubs, are you getting comment like I'm sure there have to be, I know there are people that show up from seeing you on dry bar.
Yeah, no.
What do they say to you after the show? They come up to you and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you'd say the F word once."
Well, crazy thing, I don't say the F word anymore.
You don't.
I mean, I'm not going to promise you 100%. I'm not going to say the F word, but 95% of the time I don't say the F word, and it's largely because the audience that I've grown so far is largely through these people that like cleaner stand-up, so I've just been doing clean shows.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It's not difficult, though, right?
Well, it wasn't a huge adjustment for me. I have, and always have had some jokes about sex and, like, adult topics, drinking or marijuana or something. Just, it's not, like, for kids, my comedy, but if you just don't say fuck, then people are like, I can't believe you're so clean. It's a very small adjustment, at least for me it was.
Yeah, that's perfect. I've also watched your special, and I have seen some of the clips. You've cut some clips up and put that on.
You know what I like about you saying you've seen it? You didn't even notice that it was clean.
You're right.
The special's clean. You didn't notice it.
You're right.
Feel good about that.
Yeah.
Feel good about that, yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah, you're right. So one of the parts of the special, and I think you mentioned it last night too, your dog.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that has led to some merch, correct, sir?
Yeah, I've been selling this shirt for like 2 years now with the drawing of my dog on it, and it says "Good boy," and she's a girl. That's the point of the whole joke. But yeah, I got to figure out if you got any new shirt ideas, because now I'm starting to go back to places and people are coming in the shirt.
Wearing the shirt.
Which makes me feel so good. It makes me so happy. If you want to make me happy, come to my show wearing the shirt at the last show you were at. Makes me feel great. But it also makes me feel like I should get a new shirt, So I'm on the quest for new T-shirt ideas.
From what I heard you say on stage last night, that leads to the other sales pitch.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you have the shirt, you also need something to put on your head, right?
Yeah, well, I got these hats, and I think the hats are just going to be a limited edition thing. They're like, I got album art done for the new special, and I really liked it. But no, you don't buy albums anymore. So the only place that album art's ever going to go is the little icon, while you're listening to it on Spotify or on Sirius, just a tiny little thing. And I, paid someone to do that. So I thought it'd be cool to sell merch with that on it. And I met this guy that his company will get hats printed for you. And so I did it. But I only made 50. And I think it's going to end up being an exclusive. I'm going to only do 50. The difficult to travel with, and they're a lot more expensive than T-shirts, and so it feels too risky financially to buy tons of these hats. So they're limited edition. There's only so many that's ever going to be made.
You know how you make it more desirable is you put like this is one of how many did you say? 50?
50, yeah.
This is one of 50, 2 of 50.
I should do that. I should number them all.
Check this shit out, dude.
I'm already down to probably only 20 left.
Oh,
this is like the third week that I've been selling them. They're not selling bad. They're just not. I don't know. This is the third week I'm selling them, I think.
That sounds like it's going well.
And I have
actually.
about 20 left, I'd say.
One, you did there's this thing you have out online that's like a crowd work, just crowd work.
Yeah. Well, here, I don't do like a incredible amount of crowd work. These days, because of TikTok and stuff, it's always good to have one or two crowd work moments because you can take that clip without using any of your material online. But so I normally just do crowd work if the crowd is bad. If the crowd is bad or like a little comedian trick, you're having a tough time engaging the audience, ask them some questions, making it more personalized. And so I often do it, but I never do it as much as I did this one week in Little Rock, Arkansas. Every crowd, it was like 6 or 7 show week, and every crowd was bad. So I talked to the audience so more than I'd ever talked to the audience, and I'm busy trying to cut these clips for social media, and I'm realizing how much time of crowd work I did over the course of the week. And so it's not professionally done, but I edited together all the crowd work over all the shows I did in Little Rock, and it's like 50 minutes long, I think. And I put it on YouTube just all together. It's called Oops, I'll Crowd Work. You can watch it. It's ridiculous.
It's such a fun
And
name.
it's so much crowd work for someone that doesn't do a ton of crowd work.
As it's described on what is this? Your like link tree off Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Oops, all crowd work. The totally unplanned, barely edited crowd work special.
Yeah, that's a great description of it. I believe those are my words.
That's fantastic. So another one that's listed on here is Live from Elkhart, the uncut, unedited comedy special.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
So I did that one 2019. 2019. I recorded in my hometown, Elkhart, Indiana, because I had done a show there like 1 or 2 years before that. And it was one of the most fun shows I ever did. It was almost like a high school reunion. I saw everybody that I grew up with because I don't get a lot of chances to go to Elkhart, Indiana. I saw these people that I wasn't in touch with. I've never had a real high school reunion, so it was so fun, and the crowd was so good, and so I was ready to record another album, and I just decided to do it in Elkhart, so rented a bar and did it in the basement of this bar and recorded it. But it wasn't ever meant to be a video special. Just the people doing the album also recorded video. And so like maybe a year after it came out, YouTube specials are becoming more popular, and I just have the video of this, which has a lot of mistakes in it. There's tons of mistakes in it. There's crowd work things. There's weird stuff. There's dirtier stuff that I cut out, and I thought it would be fun to put that on YouTube just as is. I also thought it would be a lot easier than trying to edit it, and so that just lives on YouTube. It passed 100,000 views just recently. Yeah,
Nice.
It's been up there for like a year, I think, but it seems people enjoy how many mistakes I make over the course of a show. Because in a normal show, you make a mistake, you just go on with it. But when you're doing an album recording, well, at least me, if I mess up a joke, I'll do it over. Because you got to get it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things I do on the podcast is I'll search people's hometowns and see if there's some interesting news coming out.
Sure.
And I found one from Elkhart, Indiana.
Not surprised.
Not surprised. What do you think? Well, you would never. You won't guess this, but what do you think would come out of Elkhart, Indiana?
Something about the booming jobs in the motorhome factory.
Okay, so there was something I saw about.
Yeah, there was
RV something. Yeah,
was that?
I saw something about RVs.
Yeah, well, it's the RV capital of the world. Everyone knows that. It's where the RV Hall of Fame is. And there was a moment in Elkhart when the demand for employees was so high that people were moving to Elkhart. Just like they would pay people to move to Elkhart to work in these factories because the demand was so high and there was jobs and they just couldn't get the employees. They were even doing like work releases from prisons just to fill all these positions because they couldn't fill it. So there was like I don't know when this was, a couple of years ago, maybe like the year before the pandemic or something. There was a real boom. But we've always been the motorhome capital of the world.
I wonder what the qualifications were like. Well, they're looking over people like, who did they let out? Not just anybody, right? You know, like petty or, you know, like no murderers, hopefully. I don't know. So Elkhart, this is the news story I found. Elkhart McDonald's mistakenly gives customer $5,000 with food.
Wow. Oh, I accidentally gave him the bag with the dollar sign on it instead of the M. My fault.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
The
How
Scrooge
did it
McDuck
happen?
bag, right?
Yeah.
An unexpected mix-up at an Elkhart McDonald's went viral on TikTok, the headline says here. Workers there accidentally mixed up a customer's order with $5,000. This guy recorded it, put it online. So it was basically their bank deposit.
You got the Big Mac in briefcase? Is that what you got? That was your order, right? In the attaché?
Yeah, right? With the combination lock. So this guy, yeah, he ordered his food, and then they also gave him a bag with. And then I watched the video, and he's just like, "Check this."
Yeah,
out.
wow.
What's wrong with these guys?
So did he return it?
He returned it. He didn't even leave the parking lot. He brought it in. And well, first of all, before you hear what his reward was, what would you have done?
To reward him?
No. If you were the one receiving this money on accident.
Oh yeah, I probably would have taken it back too. I would assume there's videos and they're gonna come.
Yeah.
Find me, and I don't even know. Is it even illegal if they give you money on accident if you keep it? It doesn't seem like it would be.
I don't know.
If someone accidentally gave you $5,000, can you be like they stole it? But here's a video of you handing it to them.
Yeah.
And they're not robbing. Wow. I don't know. Maybe I would have called a lawyer before. Yeah, what am I talking about? This isn't a mom and pop spot. McDonald's, I would have gotten out of there with my 5Gs.
See, and then you read the TikTok comments, and that was a lot of them. Like, yeah, I think McDonald's would have been fine. You should have kept it. So he returned it. They gave.
If I'm McDonald's, here's what I do. I'm McDonald's. They return $5,000. I give them 10. That's the story. Isn't that an awesome story though? And then you're doing that in commercials. That's what I do on McDonald's. Because what's McDonald's probably going to give him, like a free cheeseburger or something? It's going to suck. Compared to what he could have taken.
A month, Andy, of free food.
Someone did that, and they made a documentary about how unhealthy they became. McDonald's is messing themselves up. That's a terrible gift.
Here.
They supersize that guy?
Check your cholesterol in 30 days.
Oh, my God. What a terrible gift. He's going to get more money from the lawsuit after eating McDonald's every day.
Well,
and the residuals from his documentary he'll shoot.
Yeah, right. Well, here, hopefully with the $200 they gave back to him, that's it, $200.
Wow.
That'll help pay his copay when he has to go get his,
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I'm a PR guy. I would do exactly what I said. It would cost McDonald's almost no money, and they would get tons of great press.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
If if they would have done it the other way, and doubled the money and given it back, given it to him, oh my God, that's worth way more advertising. That's $1 million advertising thing, or multi-million-dollar. McDonald's.
I'd be doing commercials like come to McDonald's. Maybe you'll get some money on accident.
I think that actually from now on, once someone orders from a drive-through, you just like really quietly at the end go like, "Get a bag of all your money," just in case it shows up.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm keeping it. I wish I would have thought of that earlier. Was it too late for that? I feel like it would have gone better earlier.
I'm keeping it. Oh my God, that is hilarious. I once found I had a paper route when I was a kid. I walked by this house and saw $80 crumpled up cash. And was like, and I didn't take it when I first walked by. I don't know why. I was like, somebody put that there and it's not mine. I shouldn't take it. When I walked by a few hours later, it was
still there.
Yeah, and I nabbed it. Yeah,
nice.
Have no idea why it was there, but thanks for the $80 cash.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, and also I once went through a McDonald's drive-through, and I did get the wrong order. I ordered like a single, like the 2 cheeseburger combo, and what I got back, she started handing me all these sodas, and then handed me 2 bags of food, and I just went, "Thank you." Drove away. Turns out the food I ordered was not in that bag, but I came out way ahead.
Oh yeah, you won.
Way ahead. Now, would you have in that scenario, just a couple free bags of food? Would you have done what I did, or would you go? This is wrong. This is for the person behind me.
I probably would have, because you're saying you're getting multiple drinks. I don't want drinks I'm not going to drink. And also, if I'm going to McDonald's, here's a thing about me that I've always been very public with. I hate ketchup. So if it's any sandwich that has a ketchup on it, I'm not gonna eat it. So I really want what I ordered when I'm going to McDonald's.
You're that guy.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
The no ketchup guy.
Yeah, I don't care for ketchup. So I wouldn't take a random bag of food with McDonald's just covered in ketchup, all of it, I'm sure.
Now, if you said like onions or something,
Yeah.
I mean,
I like onions.
too,
I'm fine with onions. Just I don't care for ketchup, yeah.
All right. Fine. I mean, I'm against it like on eggs and crap like that, but
Yeah, I'm against it on everything.
how much money would it take for me to, if I put a straw in a jar of Heinz
Yeah.
ketchup and put it in front of you, how much would it cost for you to just like to sip it down while we're
The whole glass or
Yeah.
one sip?
No, the whole thing.
And how tall? Like a full beer glass?
Yeah.
I don't know that there's an amount of money. I mean, maybe $1 million I would try to do it, but I don't think I could do it without being sick. A whole glass? Even if you like ketchup, I don't think you could just drink that much ketchup.
Maybe not.
That's disgusting.
I don't know. Bring the snack show back. Come on. I'm giving you ideas here.
Well, the snack show is coming back in a different way. I have a snack show on YouTube. Thank you for bringing it up.
Come on.
It was so fun to do, and my friend Alex Stone, who's also a comedian, he's a very funny guy, edited it and made it so much better than it ever could have been if I would have been doing it on my own. But it took a lot of time and cost money to make these short snack review episodes that were kind of sketches about weird foods. So we've decided to switch it into a podcast. We've started a podcast. We've done some episodes.
Oh.
But
Did I
it's
miss
not-
this? Is it out yet?
No, it's not out yet.
Okay.
We're trying to build up some because it's not going to be time sensitive. So
I
we're
see.
trying to build it and also trying to figure out the beats of each episode. So I'll be back talking about snacks soon. But the snack show, as fun as it was, I think the highest video count we were able to get to was maybe 1,000 on one of them, which doesn't justify the amount of time and money that we spent making on it. Hey, if you want to sponsor me going back to it, I'd be happy to do it. I'll do a whole ketchup episode.
You listening, Heinz? Hunts? Maybe Hunts?
Yeah. It's time for Hunts to get back in the game.
I think so. Let's see. You mentioned on stage last night that one of your former stepdaughters, one of your daughters, is learning how to do tattoos.
Yeah.
Will you let her give you a tattoo at some point? I'm sure you two have already talked about that.
Yeah, we have talked about it, and I think yes. I mean, I have one tattoo.
Okay.
It's like an outline of a dog that I used to have catching a frisbee, and I have that tattoo right now, and I think I'm gonna let her fill it in because I also feel I'm a one tattoo guy, so I'll just let her expand the one I already have. I think that's what I'll do. I'm also gonna let her do other people for about a year before she does it, but she is incredibly talented. I mean, she's starting on fruit, which I mentioned last night. They start you on fruit, and with the things that she's been tattooing on, these fruit are incredible. I think she started this week. I haven't talked to her this week, but I think she started with people this week.
Oh,
so
wow.
If you want to get a tattoo from my stepdaughter, message me and I'll set you up. You're gonna have to go to Virginia, but she'll get you tattooed.
There we go. A little advertising for her in Virginia. Let's see. Is there anything else we should be mentioning? So you have one tattoo. You mentioned that. Yeah, the set last night was. So you were clearly doing a little bit of new material last night.
Yeah. Well, the special came out in October, so there's a little pressure. If people watch the special and then came, I don't want to be doing word for word the
Right.
same special. So,
Right.
And you watched the special. You watched last night. I think I'm at almost 50% different, if not more, already.
Yeah.
But some of them are a little rougher than others, for sure. And because of the what was it called? The thing I did here last time, the writing
Crash and
show,
burn.
the crash and burn. It's inspiring. It's inspiring to write here.
See?
Yeah.
Well, one of my other favorite things from last night is when you were clearly doing some of the new stuff, as you admitted, and then you immediately followed it up with "This is word for word." Anyway, I think that's going to be a funny joke one day.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's about. I just really haven't done a lot of work on it, but my girlfriend's parents visited, And that's the one, right? My girlfriend's parents visited, and her mom said that I was a good eater.
Yes.
Yeah, she said I was a good eater, which is such a funny compliment to pay an adult. And I don't think it was from a negative space. I think it was genuinely a mom compliment. We're like, oh, eats all the green vegetables,
Right.
clears the plate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good eater in that context.
Yeah. I think you're right. And I laughed at that one. Maybe it's not where you want it to be, but it's getting there.
Maybe it'll always be short.
It's definitely getting there. It's definitely getting there. I don't know. I think we did everything here. Yeah. I think so. What's in your? I have one final question.
Yes.
We talked about you putting stuff out on TikTok. But as a user, do you use TikTok? Do you look at it?
Well, I try not to because it's I don't know what magic they did on it, but the hours of your life will just disappear if you allow yourself to look at it. So I go on there and I upload stuff, and you got to leave that app open while you're uploading it. So I'll look while I'm uploading, and then sometimes I get sucked in for longer than I want to be sucked in. So I try not to, but I do watch it.
What shows up in your feed?
Dog stuff, a lot of dog stuff. Pickleball stuff. People playing pickleball.
Pickleball came up when you did Crash and Burn.
Oh yeah, we've been playing Well, because Andy Hendrickson was here, and we are part of this group of comics that have been playing pickleball on a semi-regular basis.
And it's still going on
in LA. Yeah, it's still going on. You know, the pickle boys and girls got to pick it up a little bit. We haven't played in several weeks. Everybody's acting like they're so busy now, but we got time to pickleball. I don't know. This is a call to all the comedians in LA. Hit me up. We're trying to play pickleball on the west side. And the last couple of times we tried to play, we couldn't get 4 people.
You just need 2.
Well,
right?
2, yeah. But it's more fun with 4, in my opinion. Because the beauty of pickleball is you don't have to work hard. You're exercising, but it's like a light jog. It's not a marathon run. You know, it's minimum movement, but fun. And so, but if you can play it 1-on-1, but it's a lot. If you play 2-on-2, then it's the perfect level of fun. Maybe that doesn't make any sense or sound stupid, but 1-on-1 is exhausting. 2-on-2 you can play for an hour.
It sounds like it's a bit lazy sport when there's more people.
It's supposed to be a lazy sport. I mean, it was invented for old people, right? So
I love it.
I'm not supposed to be. I don't know. Just I get sweaty when I play. I hustle. You know, you want me on your team.
Has anyone left with an injury?
No, I don't think anyone's gotten hurt. This is it still there? Is it fully healed?
Uh-oh.
I had a scrape on my knuckle. It was right there. It's just about gone, though. You wouldn't even believe it. But I got hit with a pickleball, and that knuckle really slashed me up, and then I just had blood dripping down my hand. It looked so badass.
Damn.
All the chicks that were there watching us were like, ooh, look at that guy with this pickleball injury.
Ask me how this happened.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Let's put a bow on this one.
Okay.
People need to come out and see you. Bring some. You take cash and credit for your merch. I know that, so you don't even have to bring cash. Sometimes I tell people,
That's
bring
true.
some extra cash. Just bring whatever you want. Leave with a hat. Leave with a T-shirt. Leave with memories of great laughs from seeing Andy here headline at Acme Comedy Company.
Thank you for having me.
And keep an eye out for the podcast.
Yeah, watch out. We're going to call it, I think, You Gotta Try This.
Perfect.